Hello and welcome back, everybody, to USMC Esports Victory Command, a series of free esports events for gamers aged 16 and older. These tournaments are one-day events. It is convenient to compete in and win. Obviously, all these players competing in today's Rocket League 2v2 event will take home an exclusive event coin, but the winners of the grand finals, which we are about to watch, will grab their own custom championship ring, courtesy of Generation Esports. Make sure, if you want more information on tournaments like these, you check out marines.com/Rocket League Challenger for more information. And obviously, check out some of the other tournaments for other free-to-play titles, such as Brawlhalla, Halo, and Valorant. I think that wraps up everything we need to touch on here. Pyro, obviously, joining me alongside myself, Galgan. We are headed head first into the grand finals of the 16-team single elimination 2v2 bracket. Pyro, it is Water Drinkers 2.0 versus Lutheus in a best of 7 to determine who takes home the entire bracket.
That's right. Nice best of 7 here to determine truly the best team. And you know what, Galligan? I just took a big glug of water. Okay, so I see the Water Drinkers 2.0 dealing some real damage. And I'm one with them in their endeavors. But, hey, we cannot count out this Lutheus squad. We saw him earlier, and I will say, what was it? I think it was Flacerda was a standout character, a massive player. Was doing a lot of damage in that series, so I do see Flacerda maybe throwing a wrench in the plans of Odds and JDM. So we could have a battle on our hands here in the finals, but Galligan, one thing you can't deny is Water Drinkers 2.0 mean business today.
They absolutely do. There were a couple of questions in their series against the varsity side of ETHS, but they handled all of those questions within Game 3, notching themselves a 7-1 scoreline in a trip to Brazil. But a trip to the grand finals was also secured for the Water Drinkers, and that's where we find ourselves now with Game 1 underway. Lutheus on the blue side, and the Water Drinkers taking to the orange for a best of 7, and JDM taking us to the first goal of the series.
That's one way to get started right there. JDM opting for a little pinch play. Kind of gets that second touch on the ground. Either way, it's just too quick for Lutheus to keep up with immediately. These players know that the quickest of speeds, the fast-paced gameplay is a necessity. It's not a preference. It's not something that's going to help. It is absolutely vital to keep up with the pace of the Water Drinkers 2.0.
And obviously, you know, that's something where you've got to back the Water Drinkers pace-wise to get that done, because it is very difficult, as we've seen the Water Drinkers before, to match their level of intensity. It's now sent back over. Greek athlete looking for the breakthrough. Another player to watch as well. Didn't have the strongest start to the series earlier on against Rock Hill, but still managed 5 of the pair's 11 goals in that series. A quick one as well. They managed to sweep despite all the games being close. So certainly seems like an uphill battle for Lutheus here. And obviously with the first goal against them, that doesn't necessarily help change the narrative at all, but we'll see what they can get done. JDM, meanwhile, laces one far side, and it's just barely off the mark.
Yeah, that was right there. JDM, you know, was trying to opt for that far post shot, but the precision on the shot just needs to be fine-tuned a little bit. The idea is there, the execution just missing, but they will get many more chances here, as already working back up the field is Odds towards the side wall. Oh boy, this could be a chance to deal some damage, but the Greek athlete knows exactly what's coming. Some kind of air dribble play off the side wall, right? If they could read that and clamp down on it, they certainly will. Flacerda has the reset. There's the first touch past one defender, but JDM there to knock it away.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Lutheus, though, because they're sort of giving the Water Drinkers a taste of their own water, you know, rather than medicine. We kind of go for that, but Odds is going to try and get everybody moving on the defense, and a big stop away from the Greek athlete, who's able to get the clear all the way back to the other side as well. But this is really nice from Lutheus. I wasn't sure what we would get to start things off, but it does feel like they are moving in lockstep with the Water Drinkers, bringing a little bit of everything back with them into the offensive zone. Keeping up that intensity is going to be paramount for Lutheus to stay in this series.
Yeah, and listen, it also makes sure the Water Drinkers don't go into this thinking it's a walk in the park, it's a cakewalk, it's a red carpet stroll. No, it's not that at all. Lutheus, they have the tools to make Water Drinkers reconsider their approach and make sure they play cautiously on the defensive side. There it is, the defense coming to form for Flacerda, taking down JDM on their approach towards the net. The Greek athlete wants to work off of that demolition from one defender. Oh, and if they were right behind the ball in that situation, could have gotten the pass out to Flacerda. Instead, JDM, one flip after the other, moving that ball downtown, recovering, odds in position to flick, pass one, Greek athlete cannot reach the ball either, and so Water Drinkers go up 2.
It's a quick turn as well. Flacerda tries to buy into the early challenge, but Odds gets the flick, and that is about as well as you could hit it from the near midfield line for Odds right under the crossbar. It fits beautifully into that space. The Water Drinkers give themselves what is seemingly a comfortable 2-goal lead with 90 seconds to play. Lutheus again will continue this pair to push for anything they can grab, but maybe all for naught. Odds is going back, trying to pull out more trickery from the bag, goes far side. Flacerda with a big save, but they desperately need this ball on the other side of the pitch and fast.
They have a chance to work that way up, but Odds, all dangerous as ever on the double tap, just can't find that second touch. Oh God, Greek athlete wants a piece of that ball instead of Flacerda. It's a good couple of touches, but without that communication, Lutheus are never going to be able to get the combination plays that they're looking for against Water Drinkers 2.0. It's got to be pristine. It's got to be on the same page, because if they're only working off their own individual efforts, I just don't think it's going to be enough to get past this concrete wall. The Water Drinkers, here they are trying to bat another ball away. JDM with boost. Controls in the corner, enough for a long 50-50. Exactly the play you're looking for if you're trying to clear this ball to the other end.
Yeah, it's one thing to miss comms against your average twos opponent. It's another thing to do it against the Water Drinkers, because they are ready and waiting to take advantage. That is a monster pinch that almost ends up right in front, but an unfortunate bounce at the end means Flacerda has to turn back and accept the fate of game 1 going the way of the Water Drinkers unless they teleport this ball into the back of the net. The rest of the time will tick off the clock, and even if they manage one, which is a tall task in and of itself from this position, the Water Drinkers 2.0 will take that to 2-0 victory in game number 1 and get one step closer to the grand finals win.
They're eyeing it up. They want that custom championship ring. It is right in front of them, goal after goal. And not just that, Galgan, but their ability to not concede any goals. We've seen some dangerous plays from Flacerda, but still very resilient effort from the Water Drinkers 2.0. to get in front of them and predict, still even flip reset plays. It's been very impressive on the defensive effort from Water Drinkers 2.0 that allow for them to get wins even with low scoring efforts.
I have to agree, because shutouts are hard to come by in twos. It's not always easy to provide that constant defensive awareness and make sure that somebody's able to get the save away, but it's what Water Drinkers do everywhere on the field, not just in front of their net, but it's all of the opportunities bundled up into one solid package that makes sure that Lutheus's opportunities are not as strong as they could be, which you're right to call out Flacerda here to try and be the ignition for the squad. Now Greek athlete will try and fight Flacerda on a pass, but even an opportunity like that, which looks so good on paper, stopped away with a moment's notice, and the Water Drinkers go back the other side. They play patiently, but it's sent wide of the target.
I think that was still a smart play from JDM to play this patient ball game, right? Because you had the Greek athlete just trying to dodge her way into a stop, but yeah, making them think twice of these quick challenges is a good idea, because now you have them on their back foot. Greek athlete gets a save, but it's straight to their opponent. The shot goes wide once again. Precision on shot taking has been a miss here for Water Drinkers 2.0 in game number 2, but they'll send it downfield again. Odds with no man to beat. Has to bring this around the corner. Can't do it. Flacerda off the corner again. JDM just can't get past Flacerda. Flacerda, it looks like they're running a marathon out here, the way they're back and forth off the backboard, but the exhaustion, I think, has been found already. Gives up that play, but still there's not a goal. The Greek athlete holds their ground, so we're still at 0-0 somehow.
I honestly can't believe how we are, because there's so much space right now for the Water Drinkers. It feels like they own a lot of real estate on this field. So I'm curious whether or not Lutheus is going to be able to close up some of those gaps, because here goes JDM again. Second touch is powerful enough, and there's your first goal. If you wanted it delivered on a silver platter, JDM, 2 touches, good for it. Far side, first goal.
There it is. And we've seen JDM be very intentional with the shot placement all day long as well, even to some extent of hitting it on the outside part of the post, and it works against him. But in those situations, you can see exactly why he does it. Hits on the outside of the incoming defender, but right in between the posts, right on the inside of that right post. Very well positioned from JDM. Now Odds trying to get flexible in the field as well. The second touch off the wall enables JDM for a push. It goes right into the Greek athlete's hands. Off of the backboard here, Odds. Clear that doesn't necessarily go the whole distance, so Flacerda able to catch and release again on the play, meeting JDM. Listen, Flacerda not afraid to go up into these aerial pursuits with the Water Drinkers.
Oh, but that might end up biting, especially if Greek athlete continues to budge and jump in ways similar to what we just saw, because that has opened up the window here for Water Drinkers to reestablish their own offensive pressure. JDM gets this one past Greek athlete. Now Flacerda has to flail at this one in the skies. Does get enough of a piece of it to at least deter JDM for the time being. The back pass, not quite what they wanted it to be either, but does Odds know that Flacerda has no boost? Finally, the turn goes through. The demo doesn't connect, but it's enough to sow confusion as Greek athlete can't jump up. Odds gets a second.
Odds has just been masterful with how to position this ball around the field, always trying to predict where the defender is going to move. So slipping and sliding behind the ball and bringing it from right to left is exactly what I expect out of this player, and exactly what Lutheus need to start to be keen to, because once you show your cards as to where you're trying to maneuver around the 50-50, it's just when that player is going to take advantage. Odds trying to take advantage of that double commit there from Lutheus that they couldn't score, but just goes back into the Water Drinkers 2.0's hands.
And it was a powerful shot, right? But you're right on it. It was also a double commit, and both players moving in lockstep with each other doesn't really help their recovery. So fortunately for them, the Water Drinkers didn't really get a shot on. Odds with a pogo attempt, I believe, as now they are both just flying through the air without a care, seemingly. Odds will turn for this one as well and get a pass to JDM. Whether or not that's the intended play, they're certainly making it out to look like they know exactly what they're doing at every single moment. And it boils down yet again to the confidence. Flacerda wants something. Greek athlete trying to get in the way to take a shot, does not connect. JDM back the other way, good recovery, sends it wide to the top corner, doesn't get the follow, but Odds knows better than to push for this one. All they need is possession. All they need is to close out this game, and they will very comfortably get to a 2-0 series lead.
That's right, they're playing it right. And they're playing it into their corner as well, as precious seconds move off of the clock here. JDM pushes it to where he doesn't see defenders across the width of the field. JDM takes flight, but it's batted down. It's off the mark, so maybe Lutheus can find a way to turn it over, but no. Odds a victory lap here at the end of game number 2 to accrue their second win of this series. And Gaugen, that's the halfway mark in the championship of this tournament that JDM and Odds find themselves at with another very convincing win.
Yeah, you're right on it, honestly. What I'm looking forward to in the rest of the series, I mean, I want to touch on your point, a very convincing win. It's 2-0, right? From an outside perspective, that scoreline doesn't necessarily scream convincing, but you and I know better. It is the Water Drinkers controlling all aspects of the field right now, knowing that they don't need to run up the scoreboard to show how dominant they are in a series like this. They can just continue to keep possession in their ranks, especially if the opportunities aren't going to be as strong for Lutheus. Then keep that ball rolling. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Water Drinkers have nothing to fix at this current moment.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is exactly it. Just continue to control the pace and do what you can, but oh baby, that 10-minute shutout has finally been done and dusted. Lutheus, with just 6 seconds off the clock in game 3, finally are on the board.
Good job by Flacerda there, taking advantage of JDM's awkward stance towards that near corner, going for the boost. Question is, do Water Drinkers get it right back? Flacerda finds another touch. Greek Athlete was forward, but doesn't get it on target, up for the second, and moving with a whole heck of a lot of pace like we saw in the early goings of game 1, but now with a goal in their pocket. Beautiful infield pass. However, the 1-2-1 connects, but Odds did not have the pace nor the boost to connect with that shot on target. JDM trying to find Odds again, but now they're just passing to each other for the heck of it without having even turned at that midfield line. So we'll have to see. This one could get picked off, and it very well does by Flacerda. So the Lutheus pair doing what they can right now to slow down the Water Drinkers, make sure they don't have the same looks they had early on, but that's a double, and JDM plays it to the side.
I actually love this from Lutheus right now. I mean, they're really kind of trying to shove it down the throats of Water Drinkers 2.0 right now. Right? It's the first time that we're kind of seeing them in this series have to work from behind. It's Lutheus just trying to take the driver's seat, trying to maintain some type of control, because now that the complete shutout is out of favor, everything's kind of on the table. Anything is possible, it feels like, but the possibilities are still available for Water Drinkers. This is a dirty dump off from Odds.
Yeah, if we could look into the past when I kept saying, we need passing plays, we need these players to connect with each other. Water Drinkers 2.0 are the blueprint right now. Like all of these opportunities they find from passes, they stem from looking for each other before they look for the target, which obviously there's a time and a place to just take the shot point blank if you're the first one up, but finding those passing lanes can make you so much more effective. And oh my goodness, they both, oh no, JDM still gets it after all that. I thought a save was due, but no, the messing around, and yet they're still rewarded.
Calculated? Right? Sure, yeah. That was just, it was a friendly bump. It was a friendly little touch there from Water Drinkers 2.0. It shows you truly how cohesive they are. Yeah, Lutheus, they're gonna wish that they were back in time for that one, but you can't go back in time. In fact, you gotta forget about the past right now. What you have to remember only is that you have accrued 1 goal so far in this series, in this game right here. And although the Water Drinkers are trying to put on the moves here in game number 3 with that pre-jump pinch play, Lutheus have to imagine that they can still get their chances in this game, just like that one from Flacerda.
That's what needed to happen for Lutheus right there. Solid shot from Flacerda, but in a situation where Water Drinkers are going to start going for those fantastic touches and the collaborative pinch above the crossbar to try and find a goal, you've got to score as quick as you can to shut that sort of behavior out from Water Drinkers and make them realize that this is a series they still need to contend with, because the more they attempt crazy moves like that, the more confidence they gain, and if you don't do anything to stop them on the side of Lutheus, you just let that monster continue to keep growing and growing. So now, halfway through game number 3, we've still got ourselves a game and still got ourselves a series.
We still got that ball rolling around the outside cage of this stadium. There it goes in front of the goal. Odds wants an air dribble to dump off to JDM, but that last touch took it away from JDM and put it right in the hands of Lutheus. Just like you said, Galgan, the more confidence that Water Drinkers grow off of these plays, maybe you're alluding to it, the more cocky they get. And I think that's what presented the opportunity at the end of the day for Lutheus, where all they had to do was strike.
It's a favorite saying of mine. You can't let confidence become complacency. Getting too comfortable with those fantastic offensive opportunities. Sure, it'd be a showstopper goal and a clip that you can send to all of your Twitter mutuals, but at what cost if you miss it and then the counter is wide open because you're playing twos and you have one less defender to save this ball away? So now we see the passing play come through, and that's where the Water Drinkers excel. It's a 1-2-1 in spirit, but we know JDM could have equally just launched this into the back of the target. Odds credited, but the game tied yet again.
Yeah, you know what? That's not the first time we've seen Odds go ahead and fake to get past the first defender and then quickly dump off to JDM, who's always ready to take the final shot there. I think Odds just has exhibited so many times already today, but always thinking a step forward. And that continues to be what separates great Rocket League players from good Rocket League players. Odds is a great example of that in my mind. But Greek Athlete so close to a demonstrative answer there. I mean, we haven't seen really those types of plays from Greek Athlete. That almost took me by surprise.
I was gonna say, I feel the same. It's a welcome change to the pace here, but you know what's always been present? Flacerda with the power on target. Third goal of the series for Flacerda. Third goal of the game. Is this the first one that Lutheus have found the back of the net multiple times? But we've got another lead here. Time continuing to tick down, and the Water Drinkers yet again faced with a comeback. Less time to get it done this time around.
Indeed, but 1 minute for the Water Drinkers 2.0. Why do I feel like that's an eternity for them? It may end up being longer, but not in a good way. Greek Athlete says to heck with your slow playing and your faking and your unnecessary flipping. All I need is a dodge towards the net to earn them a 2-point lead.
It has been in the pace, hasn't it? Water Drinkers have seemingly slowed down a little bit. Lutheus, in response, have really picked things up, starting to get more boost in their tanks, try and fight for more of these challenges. Flacerda gets that one away. It does fall right into the lap of JDM, who tries to play it low, but Greek Athlete with a good challenge. Now here's Odds, gets Flacerda bumped out of the way. Double is just off the crossbar. It was a solid effort for the angle that it was shot from. Now JDM with an opportunity, gets a challenge against two. Odds is up for the shot. Odds goes to the crossbar, but not present enough for the double. Under 30 seconds to go, and still 2 goals needed for Water Drinkers.
Becoming very difficult to see how they're going to pull this together. JDM pass denied by Flacerda, and he's credited with the save around the corner, and again they go. All Lutheus need is a very consistent rotation, and that's what they brought to the table. Last ditch effort, saved again by Flacerda. Their fireman saves, and they've harvested a win. Lutheus are here to play in the grand finals of this competition. The Water Drinkers 2.0. I mean, there's a lot of red on the screen, Galgan, but it's not a red carpet rundown for them quite yet.
Absolutely not. Said it in the middle of the game, and it's still true here. We've still got ourselves a series because Water Drinkers 2.0 are not going to be able to put this one away as easily as they would have anticipated. And it comes off of the back of an effort, a strong effort, I should add, from both players of Lutheus here. Again, not to discredit what we saw earlier on, but we did see Flacerda step up earlier in the series than Greek Athlete did. In that game 3 specifically, both players were on their mark. Shooting, scoring, passing, picking up the pace, everything you want to see from them, and they were able to get a scrappy victory there in game number 3. Keep that up, and we could be headed towards a late series.
Could be indeed. Very impressed as well from the Greek Athlete and what they have been able to pull together in the late comings of this series. 2-1 sets the series here. Advantage to Water Drinkers 2.0 in this best of 7, as it says right there under the timer, and right there Flacerda come away with a monstrous save. I mean, Galgan, this is Water Drinkers 2.0 trying to set the tone back in their favor, right? We've gotten the game switch. They have a chance to get the momentum right back into Water Drinkers' hands, but Lutheus, they're just not giving that up that easily.
I am a bit. I hope you saw the same thing I saw, because there was a free and open net for a Greek athlete that was saved by Flacerda. If I had an instant replay, I wish I could have seen that one back. Maybe I'm missing something, but hopefully it's not something that Lutheus will regret for too long, because yes, the early opportunities and the early pressure here for Water Drinkers, it does look like they want this first goal. They want to make their statement heard, but some solid saves from Lutheus, playing defensively about as well as you can ask them. Greek athlete tries to send a tricky one on, but it goes far side, and we still stay scoreless here outside of the first minute and a half of play.
I was going to say, if it truly was a teammate saving their teammate's goal, it will not be the first time that we saw that today. We've seen plenty of shenanigans today between accidental own goals and saves that go awry. But hey, nevertheless, no matter what we've seen on the field, it is still 0-0. It is still anyone's game, and really anyone's momentum to be had. It seems very level-headed at this point. This is dangerous, though. Flacerda caught in an awkward situation. May have to make another save, and does just that. Flacerda doing more and more to convince me that even they're thinking one, maybe two steps ahead in this game.
And on the flip side, I'm a bit confused from Water Drinkers on the logic going into a play like that, because Odds playing it slow, obviously trying to bait everybody out, but Lutheus aren't that kind of pair to be baited by something like that. And then JDM was trying to go for the perfect challenge, but ended up giving Flacerda about the best possible defensive challenge that could have been awarded. So the play draw up there offensively from Water Drinkers, as they again attempt another pinch and leave an open backfield, will allow them to concede the first goal. It's all starting to hit a stride for Lutheus, but at the same time, Water Drinkers kind of letting it slip.
A little bit here, yeah. When you see that grand old opening down Broadway Street, you do wonder where things started to break it down. And I'm questioning some of their decisions as well. This one close on the kickoff, but Odds can't find it out. Flacerda following this ball does see Greek athlete as an option shot. Would have rang off the post, I think, but Odds still got a handle on it. JDM, good control, opting for the air dribble. The dunk won't land it in. Greek athlete makes a save as well. Lutheus just won't be strong-armed into conceding a goal.
Fairly blind to that save as well. Fantastic effort from Greek athlete. My goodness, it's as if this Lutheus pair woke up clear as day after game 2 without the need for a tactical timeout, and they are just cooking with this moving forward. It's still 1-0. Close game as it ever could be. Flacerda goes up, tries to play low. JDM with the block, but had to use all the boost just to get it clear. Greek athlete misses. Is anybody able to take advantage? JDM looking for the bump or demo, doesn't find either, but Flacerda is able to block it away for the time being, and Odds does not get the better part of the shot. Greek athlete with the clear away. One of the better opportunities for Water Drinkers to get a push going. They've got another chance now with Odds. Takes it high right under the crossbar, and we're square outside of the first minute left in the game.
I need a very important question to be answered here, Galgan. Why is it that every time Water Drinkers 2.0 bump into each other, it translates into a goal? I need to solve that, because that is not the first time that has happened.
It's gotta be some transfer of power thing, or just sort of a high five to pump each other up, you know, when the communication fails and players may end up going silent. Just a clean, crisp high five, the sound of the two hands slapping together as Odds makes the sound of the goal being scored heard all across the field here. Water Drinkers, in what looked like a bit of a desperate situation, have gotten too quick off the back of Odds and gotten the lead.
And a very fair lead to be taken there for Water Drinkers. 3/4 of a minute remaining now. Lutheus, they need something towards the end of this game. And Flacerda always trying to spearhead that attack. Whatever mechanics could be exhibited. Odds doesn't even want to take the chance on the shot there. But doesn't want to try to dunk Flacerda's attempt. All up in the air, and Lutheus running out of time. 20 seconds remaining for them to get something going.
Odds moving with pace, trying to just stall this one out now in the corner. The fake of getting a big clear. Now drawing everybody in, only for JDM to try and boom it back the other way, and successfully doing so, winning the challenge clean, high up into the sky. Tough ball to corral here for Lutheus, and it will hit the ground. 1-2, your result in game number 4. But all the more important, Pyro, we are now at grand final match point, a triple match point in this best of 7, but the Water Drinkers 2.0. I mean, games have been getting closer, sure, but they've still got that 3-1 series lead. That's got to count for something.
It is a pretty huge lead, and we talked about how difficult it would be to reverse sweep in these previous stages of this tournament. It's basically that again, right? Those were all best of 5s, and it would be a situation where 3 wins have to be found, and that's exactly where Lutheus are going to find themselves here and now. Only 1 win credited to them, 3 wins on the side of Water Drinkers. So what can they do in collection with these flip reset plays in order to gather this win and put an end to this tournament? Odds back pass to JDM. Hard shot is on target. We've seen some droughts in the scoring lately from Water Drinkers 2.0, but it looks like they're primed and ready to attack again.
They're feeling it right now. Both players on 5 goals in the series for 10 total, and it's a pretty solid look to have here in this event. Obviously, not the highest goal totals that we've seen in individual games, barring game 3 being that 5-3 result in favor of Lutheus. But here's Odds threatening yet again JDM from the corner, and we're really starting to see Water Drinkers 2.0 return to form a little bit, pushing with that early pressure. They found the first goal that it looked like they were really searching for in game number 4 and couldn't quite find early on. Now this time around, they have everything they could ever want at the start, and Lutheus, with the misses here in the middle of the field from Greek Athlete, are certainly not going to be feeling any better.
No, most certainly not, and that shows a lack of consistency, something that may be needed in a situation like this for really either team to pull out. Greek Athlete, it's not the 50 they were looking for, but will pick up boost. I'm not sure how much Flacerda has on this attack, but it's enough to surge forward and make for an uncomfortable circumstance for Odds and JDM. But Odds past 1 on that one touch, maintaining control on the sidewall, and across the width of the field they go. I do have issues here with Lutheus giving that much space and time for Odds to set up a play on the sidewall. It is still cleared out, but anytime granted to either of these players from Water Drinkers is dangerous.
It's very evident of a reactionary play style, which is never where you want to be. You don't want to be giving anybody on Water Drinkers that time to set up their opportunity. Speaking of, here's the flick over the top. Odds is going to get the second goal. Played from the sidewall, off of the demo as well, and Greek Athlete trying to buy into that one just to get any bit of space, buy some time for Flacerda to get back. But it's all for naught. Water Drinkers 2.0 with their second of the game.
Second of the game indeed, averaging 2-1 a minute here. Lutheus are gonna want to average more than 0. I mean, remember how this series started, Galvin, okay? I think it was the first 2 games, nothing on the board for Lutheus. So yeah, doing something to convince us that they can get that tally added up on the scoreboard is definitely a good thing. They do that with that goal from Flacerda.
They've got a spark. You're absolutely right. Shutout in the first 2 games of the series. Now 7 combined through games 3, 4, and 5. That one off the kickoff. Not sure if it would have made its way in off the post, but Flacerda removes any doubt with a massive clear and save. Greek Athlete should receive this one, but JDM barreling towards it. Surely both players used all the boost in their reserves to get that clear. JDM's on the back wall, however, and what a shot down. Greek Athlete not sure if a piece was gotten. The save not registered in the game, but that goal nearly a masterpiece for the Water Drinkers.
And I think JDM, that would have fit the bill for the shots they're trying to orchestrate here in this game. But, oh man, what a devilish angle to try and come up with. Certainly still more opportunities for that, and for Water Drinkers to extend their lead here. As Flacerda just not getting the touch they're looking for. Still a chance in the corner. Sees that option. But JDM primed to cutting it off. Saw it coming a little too soon. A lot of boost to work with here. Reset there. Pass the defender. And it's good for the third goal.
That's what it's going to take, and this is what you come to expect from JDM and odds of water drinkers. Shots like these, Flacerda tries to buy into it, but doesn't have the read right, and JDM notches the third. Now we're getting into dangerous territory. The 2-goal difference, less than 2 minutes to play. Game is not over yet, but we all know that the pressure starts to build, and while Diamonds may be formed under pressure, water drinkers are not too keen on letting those diamonds shine through the dirt here. JDM gets a fourth.
Oh boy. Yep. JDM is doing JDM things. Listen, this is what we know this player to do, and when they're feeling it, they're cooking with gas. They are moving at like an unstoppable force. So JDM continuing to surge past Lutheus, who have done such a good job at staying toe-to-toe with this team, but oh, how quickly the wheels can fall off the track. JDM not on target there. Flacerda trying to beam this down the field. Greek athlete, a tap top corner, rings right out off the woodwork. That's about as close as you can get.
You hate watching that right now. If you're a fan of Lutheus, that could have been the second goal. Give him a fresh kickoff and see what kind of miracle they can pull off. But now even more work to be done. JDM gets a block. Greek athlete is going to get a free trip back to the defensive zone, and so much boost stealing going on. The box out from JDM. Odds doesn't really want to commit right away, but the lane is not open for long enough, and Greek athlete doesn't find the shot through anyway. 45 seconds and counting now for game number 5 of this grand final. The Water Drinkers 3-goal lead. It is all but secure as the seconds continue to tick off the clock, and JDM notches a 5th to put the nail in the coffin.
Sorry, who was that scored? I feel like I haven't heard their name yet this year. Oh yeah, it's JDM, the soloist, as he is self-described, scoring yet another. Had odds as an option. You saw him trying to pre-jump something there, but decided the far post was where he finds home. And he has most certainly many attempts today in this competition. He has astounded us with some of these plays, most certainly, as has odds with these passing plays as well. They've given it all to us here, the Water Drinkers, today on this USMC Rocket League Challenger Series. They've very simply done it all, and in the best of 7, they do concede a win to Lutheus, but otherwise a very convincing victory. So, odds, JDM, whenever they want to secure that win, they can grant themselves it. Why do I have the feeling that this... Okay, there it is. Calgan, we have our winners, the Water Drinkers 2.0.
We do, and they will be taking home those coveted custom championship rings presented by Generation Esports. But I want to take a moment, with Water Drinkers 2.0 winning this one, to remind all you kids out there, stay hydrated. Okay, Pyro, please join me in a hydration break real quick. That's the good stuff right there. Yeah.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
Just that taste as well as just like not parched anymore. You know what, Galgan? We weren't parched of great plays and great goals today either. So shout out to Generation Esports for this broadcast, providing the rewards as well. We mentioned that custom championship ring that goes to the winners there of JDM and odds, but every participant gonna get an exclusive event coin just for participating, for putting in the reps today and getting some really good practice in. It's awesome that USMC can put on this event today, Galgan, to give us some awesome 2v2 action, because personally, I don't think there's enough 2v2 Rocket League events out there, so I love seeing this gameplay today.
I love seeing it too. It's great for the visibility of the game mode, and fantastic to see these players go at it and display their skills. And hey, if you sitting at home are wanting to compete in one of these events, look no further, because just like Rocket League, other free-to-play titles, again, such as Brawlhalla, Halo, Valorant, they also have USMC Victory Command events going on. So make sure you stay in touch with the Marines on all applicable social medias. You can find them just about anywhere anywhere, I promise, if you look for them. And also, if you want more information on the Rocket League events, just head on over to marines.com/Rocket League Challenger. You can find out more information there. That is going to do it for tonight's Rocket League 2v2 event. Again, another congratulations to Water Drinkers 2.0 on taking home the victory. Pyro, thank you so much for sitting in the booth alongside myself. Thank you to Polaroid Panda for working production and pushing all the buttons on the back end. And thank you to everybody for watching. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time.